So this is the Batoca car polisher. This is how it comes packaged. Bam, bam. Pretty nice box. A little bit of reinforcement. Air freshener. You got some microfibers, which is cool. We're going to set those off to the side. We're going to use them later. Pretty decent selection of pads overall. Actually, yeah, that's pretty nice. That's actually really decent pads. And then you got your cutting pad here. Selection of different bonnets for the pads. And then we have the machine. And this is essentially a copy of a Rupes Mark 1, if ever I've seen a Rupes Mark 1. And I've seen one, because I own one. This video, however, is not about that. Let's go. So it's got a good weight to it. You can see the counterweight to it. I'm actually a heck of a lot more optimistic now. It's a 700 watt motor, 1,000 to 3,800 RPM. Pretty nice pad. You've got the self-adhesive Velcro over there. You've got extra screws and washers, which is good. You've got your instruction manuals, your side handle, and a U handle that I'm never going to use. I'm kind of impressed. Let's go ahead and open it up and get this thing set up, and then I'll show you how to do that. And before I forget, it does come with an extra set of brushes. That's what those little guys are there. So you can actually service this motor, which is actually a sign of a pretty decent product. So what you do is you line up the pad. There is a cam at the bottom of it that it all goes into. You're going to hold it very still, and you're going to go ahead and run that bolt down until it's flush. Don't forget the washer. That's a Nord-Lock washer. So the teeth go towards the surface you want to lock. And then you go ahead and run that bolt in while holding on to the hook and loop base. And what that does is give you the stability you need, so you can go ahead and tighten that screw up. Pretty straightforward. Honestly, when you do it, it's kind of self-explanatory. The instructions tell you to hold it with a wrench somehow. You're obviously not going to squeeze a spanner or wrench back there. So that's the way you install it. You just run that bolt in while holding the backing pad. Let's go ahead and get after it. So for the first cut, I'm going to go ahead and use the waffle pad, and then I'm going to use the flat pad when I actually get to the polishing portion. Actually, you know what? I think I'll use the waffle pad for the polishing, and I'll use the flat pad for the cut process. That makes a little bit more sense to me. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to use that pad there for the cutting, and then the white one is for the white fluffy one is for the actual polish. But when I use the cutting compound, which is part 1, this is the pad that I'm going to use. Don't forget to prime the pad. You can just go ahead and use detailer. Some people use a little bit of like deionized water or something like that. I just use detailing spray because that's what I have, so that's what we're going to work with. So you take it like so, get it here, and you just give it a good little slappy slap. Make sure that it's going to stay in put a couple dots of your cutting compound on, and just start going to town. So we'll be back when I get over at the car, or when I get back over to the truck. I'll cut back in. I'm going to go ahead and do all the prep pad off camera, and then plug it in and get ready to rock. Alright, so just one thing I want to cover real quick. This is the lock button, and this is the power button. Okay? If you hold this button and pop that button, the power button may actually stick on. So when you plug this thing in for the first time, give it a squeeze and make sure that this button isn't locked in. I just took a bath in cutting compound. So don't be like me. I should have actually known that, but you know, what can I say? I made a mistake. I'm trying to avoid you guys making the same one. So we are at 50% now. Everything from this tail light to the hood has been done on this side of the car. This is, I still haven't waxed it yet. This is just the cut and then the polish step performed. It kind of gives you an idea of the after. Whole hood is done. Now I still have to go back and do the little, you know, the bumper and stuff like that. But here, this side, this is where I stopped. All of this is original, if you will. So this side hasn't actually been cut or polished yet. I just want to show you that so you can kind of see that difference. You see I got some hard water spots. I mean, you can see some of the swirl marks throughout the paint, which is normal. This is a 2018. So after a good solid day's work, I don't have to touch this damn thing for at least a year. You can kind of see the gray color a little better now that I got everything fully wiped down. But yeah, I am satisfied with that. It's kind of a cool color, isn't it? And just because it's fun, check out my palm tree.